How do you stop worrying about everything? You don't ever stop worrying. You just learn to ignore it. It's kind of like that old cliche of telling someone to stop thinking about a pink elephant. You're gonna immediately think about it, right? Every time I start worrying, and get mad at myself for worrying, it makes me worry more. It sucks you in this loop of, what can I do, what should I do? I also found that one reason for my worries was because I saw life as a series of projects. That I just need to solve this problem I'm worried about, and my life will be fixed. But actually the moment one problem is fixed, another takes its place. I was spending so much time just waiting for things to be over so that my worries would go away. Psych, they just took a different shape. And then I realized that I was under the assumption that I could think away my problems. That I'd just have an epiphany, and the worry would go away. So I would literally search up, how to stop feeling X, every day to find that one insightful comment, article, whatever that would make me stop worrying. And then I stopped pushing away the anxiety, and the worry, and just let the thoughts be. All the usual tips that people tell you, talk to someone, meditate, etc., are just ways to quiet down mentally. I did this by just doing shit. I would go on daily walks, and just observe people around me, watching the seasons change day by day. I started practicing my music much more often. I took up a physically demanding, but mindless, part-time job, so that I'd come home, and fall fast asleep at the end of the day at least, once a week. See, once I had a short-term purpose, the intrusive thoughts became pushed to the wayside. And eventually these thoughts became background noise, and after a few years, they stopped showing up every day. I've also found that my worries don't magically go away, like a TV epiphany. It was more of a slow, uneven progression until I realized, emotionally speaking, that there was nothing to worry and stress about in the first place. Everybody was telling me that already, of course, but unfortunately it's one of those things where you know something intellectually, but not emotionally. I really hope this doesn't sound like something on /r/wow thanks incurred. The point I'm trying to make is there's no easy fix. You don't just wake up one day and stop feeling a certain way. It took me years to get where I am now, and there's still plenty of room to improve. Of course, counselors, friends, therapists can be useful, but if you haven't got, you haven't got. Trust that you will get what you need. The real issue is when your worries interfere with your life, to the point where you can't eat, sleep or concentrate on your work. I'm just a worrier, but fortunately do not have any mental health issues, which would require greater measures than what I'm suggesting. But take a look, and see if my advice might help every now and then. If you can fix it, you don't need to worry about it. If you can't fix it, there's no use in worrying, because it won't help. Most things aren't under your control, and you have zero responsibility for the way most things turn out. Just know that it isn't just you who worries about things, and the rest of us don't have everything figured out, either. We're all just stumbling through life doing the best we can, and we've made it this far as a civilization. Think about the things you're grateful to have. I stole it from Big Mouth, but it works. And I have very little. I'm not healthy, and my job prospects are getting bad. But I have my wife, and when I get scarred I think about how wonderful life is that she's in my world. When you reach the conclusion of the thing that was worrying you, you realize and learn that worrying didn't make any difference to the outcome. It never does. So why worry? DGMW, I still do worry sometimes, but I always remember this, and it soothes my mind. Worrying doesn't change anything. Ever. Try to do something that does change the outcome. Complete and total apathy. Make a plan, go step by step, don't think of it as a mountain, but just a lot of molehills. Just sleep that which I cannot control, let go. Take a deep breath and trust the universe will take care of it. Focus on what you can control. Mostly. And it's gonna be hard to take yourself. Learn to re-like yourself. Change your home/presentation. Rediscover you. Worrying is like praying for bad things to happen. Worries happen, no one is immune. But when I notice myself worrying about something, I force myself to imagine the situation ending in the best case scenario. Either thing could be true. In my experience, things rarely play out like we think they will. For better or worse. So I try not to imagine the future too much, good or bad. Strenuous exercise or time outdoors helps me feel better. I browse Reddit not wanting to be reminded of real life. Meditate, exercise, drink mostly water, talking about, instead of soda, coffee, alcohol, etc. Eat clean. Do these things as a foundation upon which to build your better life. There are always going to be problems, and things are always going to break, but you are less effective at fixing things when you're worried sick. That doesn't help you or anyone else, so let it go, meditate, reach a psychological place of acceptance, and then do your best. That's all anyone can ask for, and if they ask for more, fuck 'em. I know it's cheesy, but I just believe in myself with absolute faith that no matter what life throws my way I will overcome the obstacle, and continue to move forward towards my dream. I may never reach it, but as long as I move forward, enjoy the experiences along the way, and leave the world a better place, then that's a life I can be satisfied with. Worrying about the past causes depression. Worrying about the future causes anxiety. Learning to live in the present will give you inner peace. Just worry about one thing. This is a great question actually. I have major imposter syndrome about almost everything. I'm also afraid of bugs. What works best for me is to keep myself busy. I listen to/sing to music while in the shower so that I don't have spare time to think. If I have too much free time I'll pick up a book. As long as I keep myself busy I can stay out of a panic attack. The short answer, you don't, and nobody really does. Long answer, everyone has their threshold for worrying. Even worse, some are wired, where worrying is a real power struggle, like with those that have an anxiety disorder. Coping mechanisms can differ from person to person, and for those with anxiety disorders it's a lot easier said than done to stop worrying. At the end of the day, there isn't a great answer to this. I can only assume that this issue might be chronic, if you are asking Reddit. If that's the case, perhaps you can find support in /r/anxiety. You learn to procrastinate so well that you come to the understanding that you're garbage, and that you'll never actually do anything, so just lean back, and hope that the pain in your left arm is a heart attack. The Serenity Prayer may help. You can leave God out of it, if you want, it doesn't make a difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I hit my favorite nature spot for 2 hours straight every afternoon, and just soak up the scenery. Go talk to your primary care physician. You may suffer from general anxiety disorder, GAD. They can prescribe medication that will help control it. Love the bomb. I had severe anxiety for most of my life. I'd call myself almost cured now. A couple of things helped me out, and while they seem simple they are hard to fully embrace, but things happened in this order. 1. I started recognizing when my brain tried to make things super negative, I'd be like, oh, it's negative brain saying crap again. 2. I started weighing up what the worst thing could be. As in, okay, if everything really went south I would be homeless. Could I deal with that? Yeah, probably. 3. I started filtering things by if I could reasonably change them. Someone angry? I can't fix that, not an issue. I said something mean? I can apologize, I'll go do that. If I can't change it, and there's no way for me to mitigate the outcome, I don't worry, since there is literally nothing that worrying could do to fix it.